I was absolutely bricking it. I can't lie to you.
Do you know what? You was like an annoying little brother, I'm not going to lie.
When you get on that show, how can you make it different from what you've already watched?
I was bricks. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
I bumped into you. I was on my way to get a McDonald's. I think you were on the way back.
Hello! I'm alright, are you?
There's no way I'd be able to live with my life if I couldn't get a slinky on my head.
Sweet. Right, we're back again. The third podcast of today. I've done 3, obviously. It's getting darker and darker to the point where I've had to put my box light on in my room. I was about to say my studio then, but it clearly isn't. We've got Sue on today. How are you doing?
I'm alright, are you?
I'm alright, I can't complain.
Yeah, very excited actually. First time I've done a podcast.
I know.
Yes, so I'm getting modern.
You know what? It was brilliant. So obviously, when we all turned up at the Hilton Hotel, it was there's 100 people in there. Everyone's meeting up, and then I've just out of everything, someone just comes up to me and goes, "Yeah, I'm Sue," and because obviously you're from Burnley, I'm from Bury. It's quite similar. You know what I mean? I recognise that accent, and then there you were, and we became. Well, we then stood next to each other in a circle for a bit, and it was a crazy experience. But how did you find it?
Well, a bit mad when we first got there, obviously, yeah. And then you walk in and there's all these people and the noise because they're all chattering and everybody's like excited. And I'd come in with the people that I came in on my minibus. There were about 8 of us. We all walked in together and we're like, oh my God. And then it's just like, well, who do you go and talk to? Because you talk to a few, and then somebody comes up and says hello, and somebody else, and then I've seen you coming over, and I thought, oh, this is a very striking young man. So I thought, I'll go and say hello. And he's like, yes, he's a northerner as well. How brilliant is that? And then when we ended up together on that blooming circle, it was just like hilarious because I just thought, of all the people, like for me and you to be stood together and to get on like we did, we're mental. Because it's like over 40 years between us, but it don't feel like there's anything between us at all.
No.
Just that same sense of humour, and it was brilliant.
No, I loved it. I loved it from the moment. I loved the entire thing. I know you did as well.
Oh, yeah.
But, so, obviously, I keep asking people what they went out on. I know you went out on the team game. And obviously, you've told me. I know it's funny because we've met up since and whatever. You've told me all, but for the sake of the podcast, what happened? How did it happen?
So, you had to pick a colour out of a box with your you couldn't even see it. You picked a colour out, and that was your team that you're with. You had no choice whatsoever. And I'd picked purple. I was wearing a top that had purple in it. I'd picked purple earlier for a game, and I thought, oh, brilliant, a bit of good luck there. So I wish I'd blooming put it back in because I picked 2 up. One were pink, one were blooming purple. I went, I've picked 2 out. And they went, put 1 back. And I went, oh, I'll keep purple because it's the same colour as my top. What a stupid thing. I wish I'd chucked that bloody thing back in. I was fuming. Anyway, so we did this. It was like a dominoes game. So like a big, long stand sort of thing. And these big wooden blocks. So they were like the dominoes in effect. And you had to get one, put one in front of the other, come back to the team. The next one went forward and so on and so forth till they got to the front. And then the one who was the last one knocked it, and all the dominoes were meant to fall down in a line, go over the line, bang, the fireworks go off. Yeah, we're through. Woo-hoo! Well, we'd come up with a plan, and we said, right, what we're going to do, we'd all listen to it. We all said, we're going to walk. Nobody's going to run, because if we run and you fall, bang into it, we've had it. So we'll just all walk. We all know what we're doing. All going great. We were like, come on, look at us. We're getting further in front. Look at us. Oh, my God, we're further in front than them. Oh, they're finished. Oh, my God. Right. How many more of us? There's 3 more teams. Come on. All of a sudden, one of the lads decides to go running hell for leather, skids, slides off floor, knocks the bloody dominoes down, and we were all like, just couldn't believe it. Absolutely devastated. So then we're like, right, come on, let's be quick. We can do it. We didn't do it. So the last one went, the bell went, whatever it went, the blooming fireworks went off. We're all there crying because we were going out. And then Mike, one of them were on our team, and he went, I can't believe it. He hit the domino nearest to us and knocked the whole lot down. After we'd done like our exit interview, like, tough, you're out sort of thing. One guys came up to him and said, do you know what? If you'd have knocked that before the other team, you'd have been in, because it actually fell over the line. Well, I thought, well, add insult to injury, why don't you? Because we're out anyway, so devoted. And I didn't take it well, to be fair. I did not take it well. So when we're all stood there and everybody's going, oh, yeah, but it's about being a part of a team. It's not about it's not about me. We're all together. And then I think they could tell with my face that I just weren't thinking that at all. So they just went, Sue, what do you think? I went, what do I think? I said, well, I could kill him. I could actually strangle him. I'm absolutely fuming. We came up with a plan and he didn't stick to it. That poor lad, honestly, I were raging. And then a few others were, but they didn't say it. And then after they were like, oh, and I thought, oh, he got some stick that night, that lad. But anyway, he disappeared. He weren't there at the time. I think he got out at way. But yeah, I were raging, because it's like you want to go out on a task that you've not been able to do yourself.
Yeah.
Not because of somebody else's fault. So, and then people say, oh, yeah, but some tasks after were really easy. You'd have been fine. Yeah, I know I'd have been fine. I were fine with ones I did. Anyway, but it was fantastic. And I'd do it all again.
No, I remember it, obviously. I remember you being raging. I remember was it the one where we went down to the final two? Was Kieran in your group? Or was that a different one?
No, that was the first team challenge.
One. Yeah.
And that's when
I was in your group for that. Yeah.
We were in it again, that team one.
Yeah.
And then everybody went, they'd all got through. There were two teams. We had to battle it out, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that bowling one.
Yeah.
And then we were like absolutely gutted because we thought, right, this is it. We're going to be out. We came up with new tactics, what we were going to do. And then I had no idea. I didn't even know we'd won till I heard him. And I said, what? We're in? I thought we'd gone out again. But that's when Kieran went out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I think like a lot of people went out on these team games that would have been great.
I'm just putting this thing off because my phone keeps getting on my nerves. Right. Yeah, they did. And I think that's the big thing. It's the fact that it's down to somebody else. It's not down to you.
No.
It's totally out of your control, and it's absolutely gutting, is that?
That first challenge, though.
Oh.
Go on, what do you think?
How scary. With that, when they said, right, so there's going to be these big, massive exercise balls dropping from the ceiling, but you're going to be blindfolded. And you've got to run to the centre when the klaxon goes. You've got to run, find a ball and sit on it. And I'm thinking, blindfold? There's 100 people here. Well, we're all going to run. How are you going to not bang into somebody or knock somebody out? Or they're going to knock you out. And what if you fall off floor? Oh, my God, my heart. And then when you're waiting for that klaxon for the first time, it feels like you stood there for 5 weeks. And I kept thinking, is it going to go? Is it going to go? And then all of a sudden it goes in like, I just rode like mad. Oh my God. And then when I found one, I couldn't believe it. I just threw myself on it. I was like a tortoise upside
down. How long did it take you?
Didn't take me long. I got there straight away. As soon as I got there, I must have felt so, and I just fell on it. And I just laid on it. And I forgot what they said. I forgot they said sit on it and take your blindfold off. I just laid on it because I thought there's nothing going to take it off me. And then obviously I sat up and then I thought, oh, there's still a few going. Bloody hell, I did well here.
Well, I remember someone trying to wrestle me off mine.
Who did?
It was someone trying to wrestle me off it.
Oh, did they?
But I got to it and I felt someone. You know what I mean? Like thinking you're not getting
me off this.
No chance.
No way. Not first game.
No.
I did feel sorry for him that went out at first game though.
Yeah, I want to get in contact with him and get him on the podcast. I just think
Edward.
Have you got his number?
I haven't, no, but I know he was called Edward.
Yeah, I'll try and get in touch with him.
Yeah. I bet somebody has. I don't think he's been in any WhatsApp chats or out like
that. No, because he went so early. I don't think.
Well, he never got really to know anybody, did he? I suppose. But...
No, that's the problem, isn't it? So who did you? I know, obviously, you got on with me, but who wouldn't?
Because we're out saying. Neil. Get on really well with Neil. He's just got a cracking sense of humour, and watching his TikToks, he's just mental. He's so funny, so witty. I really like him. Kieran, big up the Burnley Massive. He went out too early. And again, that were a team game. He were gutted because it were a team game. He should have stayed in a lot longer because it were brilliant. Well, he is brilliant. It's Kieran. Finlay.
Yeah.
I'm in touch with Finlay. I love Finlay. He's such a nice lad and he's really talented. So he's starting rehearsing for a musical in Scotland that he's in. He's got one of the lead roles in this musical. So me and Neil are going to go up and see him. So if you fancy coming for a weekend, we're going to go up to Scotland for a weekend and see him.
What date's that?
I think it starts in May. So he's going to get back to me with the dates, but it's on for a few months anyway, going around Scotland, different places in Scotland. So yeah, going to do that. Who else? I'm in touch with David's contacted me a few times.
Yeah, he's on tomorrow.
Oh, he's lovely, is David. He's a really lovely, gentle soul, is David. I really like him. Charlie, the one she was a nurse. She was a midwife, tall, dark hair with glasses. She's writing. I know she's writing a book. And she'd said that when she writes this book, she put a message on saying she wants me to do a voiceover.
Really?
Like, as if you want me to read it. Yeah, she wants me to read book. So when it's finished, you hear these dulcet tones somewhere, just frightening children to death. And then who else do I talk to? I've talked, you talk to a few, don't you, every now and again? Little Charlie that did earrings, because there were two Charlies that went around together. There were tall Charlie, who was the midwife, and little Charlie, who does jewellery. So I contact her. And then like a comment on that, sometimes on Marley stuff and, stuff like that. Who else is there? There must be others. I must talk to some others. I can't remember. And then I just join in with WhatsApp thing.
Yeah. No.
Every now and again.
The WhatsApp group is still going strong, isn't it? 6
months.
It's
really, yeah. I hope it carries on for a long time,
I think it will. I can't see these characters slowing down with their...
No, and I think thing is, it's like people, if you've not been on the show and you've not been part of it, you won't understand it. You won't understand it. It's like we've all got this like bond, and it sounds daft. And people think talking about it, I don't really game show, but we did have a bond. It was something completely different, and we spent all that time together, and it was something out of all our comfort zones that we've never done before. We'll probably never do it again. Nothing like that. It were fab. It really were. So that little chat, we've all got this thread in common that we all went through.
I feel like you could message anyone at any time, couldn't you, from that thing in the
and they chat to
you.
Know
what I mean?
Yeah, they just chat to you, and we could just get, talk about each other's experience, or can you remember what that happened? What about this? And it'd be good fun. I think so. And there's some really nice people.
That's why I want to get as many people as I can on this, just to have a chat with them all, because it was just such a. I don't know how everyone felt, but I've said it on every single podcast. It was the best week, man. I love it. It was mint.
I loved it. It was just fantastic. Yeah, I loved every minute. Even the queuing up for like hours on end and that. Walk towards the end. Don't look at the drones outside. And they were like, right, can we go back again for a bit? Oh my God, it's about 150 degrees here, sweating bobbers and having to do it.
I had this jacket on, and I was
as if. How did you cope with that?
I don't know. Because it's like my trademark jacket, so I couldn't not.
It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And then they were like, oh, can we have a drink of water? No, not now. What do you mean not now? Well, we're starting filming in a minute. And then you'd go in and you'd be stood around in that blooming room for about 3 hours. And like, is there any chance of a drink? Because I'm gagging here. And they were like, well, just be quick and get your water. Oh, God. And all that standing up for hours on end.
Yeah.
See, people don't see that, do they?
The what?
They don't see any of that.
No.
It's just straight into the games, and it's all that, but it's all the hanging about bit into this, and picking up at 7:15 in the morning.
Yeah, but you know what though? That them mornings, them breakfasts were just honestly the Hilton Hotel's breakfast.
Oh, I know. They
Don't know if
were
people were
good.
making that.
Yeah, they were good.
Because
It
that
was
honestly.
that. It was worth it, weren't it? Worth it for breakfast. And really lovely room.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They were like massive big rooms, weren't they? Like en suites and everything. They were really nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
staff were great.
No, it were great. I've not been funny. They said he put us in the Hilton. They could have put us in Premier Inn or something. You know
They
what I mean?
could. Yeah, they could.
It were proper decent. Like it were honestly. I do even since I'm doing these interviews and now it's coming out and whatever. It takes me back to it, and I like you said, you don't understand what it's like unless you've been. It were the greatest.
Yeah. You know, it were unique, a really unique experience. And yeah, one I would definitely repeat if I got the chance, which we never will, because you'll never get a chance to do it again.
Well, I hope they do an All Stars or something like an original.
Well, I don't think it'll be an all-star getting chucked out as early as I did, honestly. Like, Devoid. And they'll think, oh, we're not getting her. She's right, bad loser, crammed as a bloody was. Flagging everybody off.
So,
anyway.
I want to, obviously, I've done a load of podcasts, loads of people got different opinions. I want something from you to spice it up. Tell me something about the show.
To spice it up? What?
Yeah, you like
spicing?
You spice everything up, so you've always got something to.
Oh, well, I'm trying to think. Well, I know about all the little parties that were going on at night times. There were all sorts of little shenanigans. I weren't invited to any of them, miserable pigs. But anyway, yeah, I think it was the young beauties. We're all like, doing a bit of socialising after hours, should we say? Quite a bit of that were going on, and I think there were a couple of budding romances as I were leaving. I could see things starting to develop, and spicing things up. I don't think you did so bad yourself, did you?
Oh, I stayed out of it.
You had your own things going on, you. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, little Casanova. Murder. Stood there, and then you'd be like, oh, who's that over there? Where? Down there. Which one down there? Who, wear it black? Yeah. Oh, she's lovely, eh? Yeah, I've not noticed her before. Haven't you now? Do you talk to her? Yes, I do talk to her. All right, yeah, you. And used to crack me up. And then next thing, I'd see her with somebody else, and I'd be like, oh, hello. You all right? Yes, of course you are. You little devil. Oh, you're funny. Yeah, for all that were great, weren't it? And then some of the conversations that me and you have, they will never, ever see the light of day. They will never air some of those conversations that we had. And I think even if we told people, they would not believe they probably would think we were mental and wouldn't like it anyway. But yeah, we had some fascinating conversations, didn't we?
No, it was brilliant. It was.
What I tell you. Oh, and we had a little plan, didn't we? That if either of us got it, we're going to share it.
Yeah, well, would I have done? That's the debate.
Well, that's it. I would have. I definitely would. But as for you little sod, probably not.
So I was just kind of, I don't know. Everyone was hanging around, chatting and making friends and whatever, and I was just like that. And I just wanted to win it, genuinely, like a proper.
I know you did. Yeah, you were well on it, weren't you?
I was devastated.
Every single task, it were like you were like shit off a shovel. As soon as that klaxon went off, you couldn't see you for dust, and I'd be like creeping about it, trying to find a table. And then when we did that blooming pig one, the piggy bank.
Oh, the piggy bank.
And I thought, right, I'm not going to the front, so I went tried to get to a table. And then somebody would get it. And I think, I'll go to that one there. Somebody would get it. I'll go to this and here. Somebody, I'm thinking, flipping heck, there must be a table left for me somewhere. Kept trying to get to him. They're all running in. Where were I? Right at blooming front. I thought, oh, as if I need this with that stupid pig.
I always try to get into the front because I wanted to be on camera. So that was the way I was thinking about it.
Did you? Well, I didn't want to be there. Oh, I tell you what, we were hard work. That one where you did the pasta on a spaghetti.
Oh, so I was lucky with this. I'll admit it. I was lucky with this. I obviously will have seen it on the thing if you watched the show, but you put it was a pasta thing, wasn't it? And then 5, but you had to do it with your mouth. But I got mine, and then it literally snapped straight away. But the marshal walked past and said, "Yeah, that's right, that." So It did. So I did do it, but if she had walked past it at that moment, she wouldn't have seen it and it had snapped.
I had to start again. And then when I finally, I think sweat pouring off me again, thinking, and then when you can't see behind you and people are going, Marshall, you think, I'm last one, everybody's shouting, Marshall, there's nobody left on me, I'm going home. And then next thing, I thought, I've done, and I'm like, I had it, and I'm like, and they went, yeah. Oh, thank God for that. Turned round, and little Scottish Paul were next to me. Well, he was sweating that much. He'd taken his top off. He was absolutely dripping in sweat. He was stressed out at max because he couldn't do it. And I know everybody tries to help and they're all shouting at the back, but I think there were so many voices shouting, it were getting him more stressed because he didn't know what to listen to. And you weren't meant to stay. As soon as you did your task, you had to leave and go to back, didn't you? Every task, you weren't allowed to hang around. I thought, no, I'm not leaving him. So I sat down next to him on the floor and I just went, Paul, ignore him. Listen to me. And I went, listen to my voice. And I went, right, get yourself as far under that table as you can get. Get your head back. Right, get that spaghetti. Get it in your mouth now. Get your head further back. And I was like this. I was just shouting, get your head further back. Right. You're doing it. We were like this. I talked him through it. And when it went, Marshall, when he did it, and she come, well, he like, I think he best into it. I jumped on him, so he's led off floor with no top on. I'm on him, hugging him, kissing him, and we were both like, like honestly, it were lovely. It was stress, but it was a lovely, really lovely moment, really. And and I thought, oh, and then when I went out, I think he went out on task after me or something. Yeah, he did. But anyway, he really wanted to be in it. He really did. Yeah, and that's a lot. That stupid tape measure.
Tape measure. Oh, we had to stop it. Yeah, no, I had a bit of trouble with that, actually, I'll be honest.
Stress or what with that one? I just, like, right, if I don't do this now, I did it that many times, I went, I'm going to kill somebody, and that's all there is to it. If I don't do it, I am going to kill somebody, and that's it. So
well, funny enough, I've been accused of, because I've said on this podcast, like, obviously, we kind of got to know each other quite a bit because we've stood there. So
yeah.
But people who I didn't really get to know, I have said, like, what did you think of people? And I said, like, what do you think of me? When you know what I mean? Because it's weird to see how people do to see people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like when you're all just pushed into 100 people all together. Yeah. But people have said to me, oh, you were just out there and like being antisocial and not making friends. And in fairness, everyone I made friends with went out. Everyone.
Yeah, I know.
But I should
have ignored you.
Kieran, Creasy, Jodie, his wife, you went, Paul went. Do you know what I mean? It were I had no friends by the end of it. It were
weird, weren't it?
It were mad because you'd make friends with someone and then once they're out, that's it. They're gone.
Yeah, and like if you just hang around with that person, it's like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Because I know Neil said it, well, like he said, I felt like I'd lost my left arm. We were like, what am I going to do now? She's gone. Because she used to like meet up after every night and have like a little breakdown of what had gone on.
So you told me about this when we had that meal up in, where was it, in Burnley or something?
In Folridge.
You said you'd be sat around, it made me laugh this. You said you and Neil would meet in your room or whatever and say, what do you think of him? What do you think of her? And he'd say, I think he's all right. All right, he did.
I did. Yeah, I did. He'd be like, oh, yeah, are you joking? Oh, yeah, no, what a knobhead. Honestly, did you hear him? Oh, she'd be like that. Really? I'm like, yes, really. Oh, my God. What do you think of so-and-so? Oh, yeah, she's lovely. Lovely? And he'd be like, really? I went, yeah, you need to listen to folk. You need to listen to him. Oh, my God. He said, I think I'm a right bad judge of character. Honestly, but it were fun. Yeah, we used to do that every night. We used to get a coffee machine on and be like, right, make us a brew with coffee machine. And then like, right, what do you think? What do you think of that task? And then, I mean, some of them, how they did it so quick, I have no idea, but some of them were just fantastic in every blooming task. They'd always like be done and dusted, and you're like, they're all stood outside cheering, and I'm like, still here, nearly having a heart attack every time.
No, it was mean. I proper enjoyed it. So obviously, people now the show's aired and you're now famous. Everyone's going to know want to know what do you do outside day to day? Obviously, you've
So-
got you make cakes and stuff, don't you? And all
Yeah,
that.
make cakes. Up to last May, I was a lecturer at college teaching health and social care. Absolutely loved it. To students that hadn't done well at school for whatever reason, behaviour problems, social problems, emotional problems. Absolutely loved it. I just used to get on with them. I think I was as bad as they were. But we used to work. We used to have a bit of fun, a great laugh. But it wrote management and protocol and politics that got me in the end. I thought, no, 18 years, and as much as I didn't want to leave the kids, I just had to for my own sanity. So anyway, you don't know this, but in between time, so I did a bit of exam invigilating, went exams were on at college still, and blah blah blah. Met my cakes and the cake stalls, but I've been retraining, to be a celebrant. So I'm on my final assignment, and that means that I'll be able to conduct weddings, funerals, naming days, things like that. And last Friday, I had checked away, we're fine, I could do it. I actually took my friend's mum's funeral.
Really?
Yeah, for the first time. Honestly, I was so nervous. But she was so chuffed. She'd asked me months ago, and I said, right, yeah, definitely. And then when I hadn't finished my qualification, I thought, oh my God, I can't do it. So I looked into it because it's non-religious. What I do is non-religious, so you can. And yes, I did it at Skipton Crematorium last Friday. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I don't know what I'm doing. And the crematorium staff were fab, and the funeral director, they all gave me tips, and it were great. And yeah, I did the whole service, and it were brilliant, honestly. And as sad as it was, because my friend's mum, it were brilliant because they were coming out hugging me, and grandchildren were hugging me and saying that were great. It was so lovely because you knew her, and I thought that's really good because you've helped somebody on a day which is horrific for them to say goodbye to somebody that they loved. You've made that a little bit better.
Yeah.
You helped to make it better. And and I thought, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do. So I've been finishing off a funeral script as part of my final thing today. And I can use the video. They've sent me the video of me actually doing the funeral from the funeral director. So I'm going to send that in as part of my assignment to get me qual. So I can't wait. But I want to do weddings as well. So
yeah, you'd be great. I can imagine you doing weddings.
Yeah, I just think, oh, it'd be right good. I just think it'd be just so much fun, and yeah. And hand ties, hand tying, old fashioned, where they tie your hands with like string or ribbon. It's a really old tradition. My friend got married like that, last year.
What?
Yeah.
What? They tie your hands? So what?
Yeah, it's like you're tied together. It's like it's like symbolising you being tied together. So they wrap a load of ribbon and things while you're doing the vows, while you're doing your vows. They take it off at end. You're not tied together.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not. No one's tying that. No one's tying ribbons.
No, you're not tied. Oh, it's just wrapped round. They just wrap round. You can't get out of it. It's not like, I mean, no purview. You're not fastened up with bloody handcuffs on or something and chained to a blooming cell or wherever you are. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so it's good. So yeah, exciting.
No, I didn't know that. So that's
Oh, I'm in another play. I do amateur dramatics in another play in May. Yeah. Just started rehearsing. It's called When We Are Married. It's an old-fashioned play anyway, but it's a comedy. And I'm the housekeeper. So a guy that's doing it directly just went, I didn't even go to read for it. I just got told I were in it. I'm like, oh, I didn't even go for it. And he said they were looking for a loud northern woman. So he said, so we'll do it. How very dare you? A loud northern woman? Rude. So yeah. And then are you off on your travels again? Because you're always going somewhere.
I'm in Ukraine in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back there again. Then I don't know really, because it depends on the videos. I've been doing quite well off some of the videos on TikTok and whatever, so I'm gonna go and do some more of them.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking Belarus, maybe I might go there.
Oh, somewhere different.
You know what?
That's not where they do Eurovision Song Contest, is it?
No. Belarus is like it's above Ukraine. near borders with Lithuania and Russia and Latvia and Ukraine. It's like in the middle of all that post-Soviet country.
But
And
at least things are starting to get calmer.
Well, I've seen this tonight. I was watching the news before, and the Russia have now agreed to a peace deal for 30 days ceasefire. Not a peace deal, but a ceasefire.
Yeah.
30 days.
Fantastic.
So, I mean, I was going to go over to Ukraine
anyway.
Either way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was there when that bomb came down, didn't I? In
Yeah,
Kiev.
I know.
Did you see that video?
No, but you need to be careful.
I know. Did you see the one that from last time I went?
I did see videos.
Yeah. No, there was one where I was in a petrol station. I didn't get it on camera because obviously you don't know what's going to happen. I was in literally 5 a.m. petrol station, just a shit bang, and then air it.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
The what?
I missed that one.
Yeah. I'll send it to you.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, it was. It were.
Well, you need to be careful, don't you?
No.
So, how long are you going for?
I don't know, about 5 days or something like that. I'm timing it so I won't miss any of the show. I'll set up on Sunday and get back Friday.
Definitely can't miss it show.
I know.
So you go? Is it this? Will you go?
30th, I think.
30th. So, right, okay.
So it should be interesting. It should be good.
Oh, it will be.
And obviously,
have you got somewhere to stay?
Well, I'll sort that whenever.
Yeah, I know.
I'm doing Kyiv, then I'm doing Kharkiv. So
don't be going somewhere dodgy.
Well, it is. I know, but it is, isn't it, at the minute?
Oh, but you need to find somewhere not dodgy, don't you?
I know, but then the videos don't do well, then, do they? That's the thing. It's like the reason. We don't
want his bloody get killed just for video.
I'll be all right.
Well, you land on your feet, you will be all right. But you're not daft, You're not daft. Well, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. It's interesting to be there. Obviously, as like an English person, it's really interesting to see, like, because it's, you know what I mean. How many people actually go to places like everyone goes to Spain and Italy and France and stuff, but there's always English people. There's always English speaking people. When you go to places like Moldova, Ukraine, Romania, all these places where there's no one like there's not many English people, but you know what I mean. It's really not. Like, so you really are, you learn.
Touristy,
yeah. Like, straight after 99 to beat, I went to Ibiza. Then, not straight after, but I went to Ibiza, then went to Italy, and then I went to Romania. I was there for, I think, 10 days, over 10 days in Romania, then Hungary, then Slovakia, then Poland, then Ukraine. So, but it's like, it's Eastern Europe. It's a lot different. Do you know what I mean? And you're there, you're out there on your own, literally.
But are people really open and welcoming to you?
Some are. I've had some stick. I've had some stick on my travels. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. When you walk into the wrong place and people kicking off with you and stuff and like threatening you.
They're threatening you?
Not threatening me, but
not
really.
After. Yeah, you can feel it's a bit.
It's funny. Like in Ukraine, I've got a lot of attention. Last time I went to Ukraine, because obviously I'm walking around, like my hair's mad in it, and I'm speaking English, and I'm filming. I've got a camera in my hand. So they all take that out. Think about some celebrity or something, maybe. I think because they were just asking me for photos and stuff.
No.
I'm stood in the street. There's a video. And I gave my camera to this guy that I was speaking to. And there's a video of me just taking pictures with people and stuff. And, like, honestly, it was mental. But it's funny. I've always found if you just turn up in these places and speak to people, that most people are all right. They really are.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can tell where things are going. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen things and thought, whoa, that's not right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I've been. I went traveling on my own when I was 17, so it's like I've kind of got used to it in a way. I kind of know the dynamics of, like, being in a foreign country on your own. But when people say, like, should I go traveling like you do? I'm kind of like, no, because you know what I mean? It's like I don't. As much as I'll do it, like when people say "do as I say, not as I do," it's kind of like that. I kind of think, well, I do it, but
you trust your instincts now, so you've got a bit of an idea.
Kind of. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like, you know, when people who ride motorbike or people who like fighters, they say don't become a boxer, don't ride motorbikes, don't do. But they do it.
But they're doing
kind
it anyway.
They still say like don't do. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them.
Yeah.
Have you been traveling about anywhere, or have you, I mean, anywhere?
What recently?
Anytime
Not recently,
no.
But
No.
I used to work abroad.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. Like,
I used to work
you would have done back in the day.
I decided to work in Greece. Well, that were after my boyfriend at the time, lovely guy that he was, decided he was seeing somebody else behind my back and got her pregnant. So I decided, well, I can't be doing with this. I need to go. So one of my friends, she said, one of her friends had gone to work in Greece. And I went, oh, where's he working? What's he doing? Anyway, working in a bar or something. And I said, right. And I said, well, do you fancy going? And she went, yeah. And I went, right, well, I'll tell him to find us somewhere to stay. We'll go. And she went, what? I said, and you're noticing next week? And she went, what? I said, well, I am. And I worked at a primary school then as a teaching assistant. So a week after, we used to work in this nightclub, goes back to the nightclub. And I went, have you handed your notice in? And she went, no. And I went, yeah, I have. And she went, have you? And I went, of course I have. I said, did you get in touch with your friend? She went, no. I went, well, you better have to do it because I'm going, whether or not. So then we ended up both going and trailing around trying to find jobs and all over the place. She got a job in a bar. They didn't need anybody else. I went everywhere. And then gets to this little like cafe bar. And he goes, well, we need a breakfast cook. Oh, I was 26 at the time. I thought, breakfast cook? I don't know me cook out. And he says, can you make omelettes? I said, oh, yeah. And he went, you can? I said, yeah, I can make omelettes. And he went, right, 8 o'clock in the morning. I went, oh, I'll be here. And he went, like, oh, shit. So we were obviously out drinking that night. So in bars, I'm like, does anybody know how to make an omelette? Can you make an omelette? What's an omelette? And then we finally found one person who knew. You just whisk eggs up and chuck something in. Oh, thank God. And then it were like 2 little cooking gas rings that were the kitchen. I'm like, as if, oh my God. So I ended up doing that. Then I got a job in a bar as well. So I did that at morning, that at night. Then I ended up cleaning apartments for this guy who owned a money exchange. So it was brilliant because any drink that they had left, like gin, vodka, Tia Marero, I'd bring it all back at end of week when they'd come home. Look what I've got today. And we're having all this free drink. Never drink Tia Marero again. Absolutely a rat-arsed on it one time. Even thought of it makes me throw up. Anyway. So yeah, I did that. I went back there doing different jobs for about 4 years, 4 summers, come home at winter and just like did working in schools part-time and stuff. Went working on a cruise ship. Got a job. Well, I wanted to go as part of the entertainment team. And this is why I was working over in Cyprus as a travel rep. I'd got my first season as a travel rep in Cyprus. And then this job came up to work on ship. And I thought, oh, yeah, entertainer, I'll have a go at that. We're just like an out there. They flew me back to London for interview, for audition. I didn't think there'd be an audition. Didn't even, not in entertainment in any way. Gets there. And I thought, it was bloody freezing. It was about February. And so you'd all to sit in this massive room. There'd be about 150 of us. And each one you'd come up and say who you were, what you'd done. And I'm sat there like this with all these folk. And then this one comes up, she goes, yeah. And they're all like this. They're like, oh, well, I've done performing arts at the so-and-so School of Dance and Drama. I've been in Panto with Bobby Davro. And I'm like, oh, dear Nora's. And then it was Martin. I thought, shit. They've all done stuff. I've done bugger all. So I goes up to the front and he goes, right, so if you just want to tell us your name, what you've done. And I went, right. I said, well, my name's Sue. I can't sing. I can't dance. I went, I'm a bit crap, to be honest. Well, they just all started laughing and clapping. And I was like, and he went, she's brilliant, isn't she? Oh, you're fantastic. Went and sat down. I thought, what the bloody hell's going on here? Anyway, by the time you got all through that, we'll have a break. And I thought, we'll have a break. Yeah, I'm dying for a brew. There must be somewhere to get a brew. So the roll disappeared and I found upstairs like a cloakroom and they would selling brews and Kit Kats. I thought I'll have a 4-stick Kit Kat. I think there were 5-stick Kit Kats at that time. Kit Kat and a brew, comes downstairs. I'm dressed in my winter clothes. So I've got a pair of like black cords on. I had a black polo neck, a body that fastens underneath with like poppers. It's like an all-in-one thing. Big Aaron jumper, caterpillar boots. Comes walking down with Kit Kat and coffee. opens this door, and I'm like, what's going on here? Oh, they're all there in like leggings and leotards, all there with, you know, exercise gear on. And I'm like, what's going on here? So he goes, right, so now are we ready for the group dance number? Group dance number. What am I wearing? Grease. We're to do a dance to Grease, and I'm there with all these clothes on, big caterpillar boots. I were going the wrong way, banging into folk. They were getting right crammed. Then they had to put you in groups of 10, and you had to dance in front of the rest of them, and they'd see how you did. Absolutely crap. And I just thought, and then he went, oh, so after lunch, we're going to be looking at your audition pieces. Audition piece. Right. I'm over and out. So I went to see him and I went, I'm going to have to go. If I go now, I can get my coach back home. I'll get 2 days at home before I go back to Cyprus. He went, can you just come and talk to me at office? So we did that. Goes back to Cyprus. They all went, how did you go on? I went, I won't have got it. I bet you have. Gets a phone call week after. Hello? They all go, oh, they're all like this. All the Rex up there. Went, right, go on. I'm like, yeah, no, yeah, no. And they were like, well, did you get it? I went, no. And they went, you didn't? No. They want me to go and bit rep hot ship. And they went, what? I went, yeah, they want me to go hot ship and bit rep on there. So I ended up hot ship anyway, like representing old folk on holiday. So that were one out bag. And so, yeah, I've done that. So that were like Greece, Cyprus. And we used to go to like Rome, Sicily, Morocco, Tangiers, Venice. Where else did we go? Up Palma. We used to go to Palma. All over the place, really. So I love that. I really did love that.
It's funny you mentioned Cyprus. I've always thought working in Cyprus because it's English speaking, isn't it?
Yes.
So I could just go with it because obviously I've worked in bars. I've always done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a very skilled barwell.
Oh yeah. Well, and Cyprus is lovely. It really is lovely. And
I feel like I could just fly there and just like be like, I could just turn up like, hey, and just like get a job.
Let me just turn. My battery's going to go out. I thought I'd turned it on. I am. Hey, I was conking out. Come on, get it back on. Come on, I'm charging again. As if I'd cut off all of a sudden. What an idiot. Yeah.
So what do you, for the show, how big do you think it's going to go? How do you think people are going to be visiting? This is a question I've asked. Do you think there'll be heroes and villains in this show?
Yeah, I think there will actually. Yeah, I think there will.
Who do you think?
It depends because you see, you don't know who's been underhand and who hasn't. Because to your face, everybody were like really nice, the ones that you talk to. And I know you were a little underhand one. And I think probably I think you'd come off as like a little villain, but I think you'd be one that everybody got behind because you're cheeky. So I think they'd like that.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think they will. I think people are really like you. And then I think I might be because of how I left, because I was crammed as a wasp and not very calm and pleasant when I said I was going.
I'm hoping for some hate comments. That's what I want.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. You see, I'll be absolutely mortified if I do.
Want some proper
I have made up
stick.
with Dan, by the way. I just want everybody to know I was listening. And I have made up with Dan, and I didn't mean any of it. It was just spur of the moment. So yeah, I feel better for that. But yeah, I think you might, you know. But I think some people are desperate to get fame out of this, and you know, all power to you if that's what you want. If that's what you get, that's great. But I think there'll only be a few people that do. At the end of the day, I think a few people will, for definite. You know, and good luck to everybody. I hope it works out for them. But I doubt very much it will be me.
I think it will be you. I think you'll get some notoriety.
I might get notoriety, but I won't get out else. I'm like, yeah, that old fat one. You remember her? Being horrible to that young lad. Yeah, that will be. Thank you. Yeah.
So, Big Brother, would you do that? I think that would be a good.
Do you know? For years, my friends have kept saying, apply for Big Brother. Do it. And I'm not going in there, a load of bloody nutters. Anyway, last year, I decided I would. I didn't get on it. There you go. I weren't.
But you got on this.
But I got on this instead. Yeah. So I got the application for this sent through instead, which is great. So I'm actually quite glad, really.
I hope that happens. I hope one day me and you can be on Big Brother. That'd be
amazing. Can you imagine? I'd love that.
I can imagine, and that's the scary thing. There's lots of things I imagine, and lots of them are. I just want to soul destruction me, but I hope it kicks off me. Like I really do.
Yeah, you will be brilliant in Big Brother. Yeah, if they pick anybody, they've got to pick you for defo.
I hope so.
Yeah, can you imagine though that we're like, oh, if you'd have been in this town with that girl that kept screaming all the time. I mean, I couldn't cope with her screaming.
I saw bits. I didn't watch it. I saw bits.
Oh no. I mean, no. There's no need for that. Not when you're past 2 years old. You don't need to be screaming all the time. So, but yeah, I can imagine you on it.
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for you.
I think you should go on it.
If I got a chance, I think I would. I think I'd have a go. They'd probably vote me out very early on because folk would hate me for being honest. Because they like people to be like nice, don't they?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't like the slyness of it. I don't like. I know I say some things, but I'll always say it openly. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I know. I said it in all the interviews. I know what I've said, and I know that everyone's going to see it. Like, what's going to happen? Do you know what I mean? Like everyone panicking over things. What realistically, I've said some things on an interview. Am I going to die? Like just chill. Like, I want it to kick off. I really do. Like I'm not joking. I like the argy-bargy. Like it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. When they're all kicking off and falling out about something, it's like you're actually falling out about nothing whatsoever.
Yeah,
and it's
good to just throw a grenade and then just like saunter off instead.
Stand back and just watch it. Yeah, and it don't take much in that Big Brother house, does it?
No,
not at all. But anyway, we'll have to say, who knows?
Definitely, it's been mint. I've loved it. I've enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll catch up soon, and we might do another one once we've both become universally famous for
We might be in a film in America. Who knows? Mr. Trump might spot us and think, come on. You'll see that flag in the background, think, get that lad on. And that old woman that we're talking to, and she were all right, and all.
No, it's been great. And obviously, when this is aired, when this has gone out, shows your episode's already aired. So it is what it is. And soon we'll have 99 to beat. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. See you later, love it.
See ya.
Bye.